Welcome back to the garden. We're about to get some rain, so I need to do a big harvest of all the fruit that's ripe and ready in the food forest. So let's go pick some fruit. This is my Nagami kumquat, and as you can see, it is loaded. The branches are just hanging over with all this fruit. Oh, it's going to be much quicker just to pick them. They're just about falling off anyway. They smell so good. So these are the Nagami kumquats, and they are sweet on the outside but sour on the inside. They have got a few seeds, but the good thing about these is that the whole fruit is edible, so we can make jams and chutneys really easily and we don't have to separate them. So there's still a whole lot more on the tree, but I picked all the ripest ones first to get started with, so we can make some jam, some chutney, test out a few things while I leave the rest on there. Should hopefully make it through the rainstorm because they're still a little bit yellow, not quite ripe. So in the front yard we have my lemonade, which is covered in fruit. I've been harvesting these, I've been eating these, but they're starting to fall off the tree. They're not able to hang on much longer, and it's already flowering and producing more fruit. So I really need to harvest these, especially before the rain, or they'll all end up split or on the ground, and I don't want any of them to go to waste. So if there are any that don't look quite ripe, I will leave them, because I don't like to do massive harvest baskets like this, because it means I have to do something with all the fruit. So if I can leave them on the tree for as long as possible and use them a little bit at a time, that is the ultimate goal. It extends the harvest and I don't feel pressured to have to preserve them or make something with them. But usually towards the end of the season I do have to do a big harvest, and this poor tree is just about falling over. The big one. It's got lots of sharp thorns on it, which is the downside. Prolific, produces a lot of fruit, but definitely one to watch with the thorns. We've got my blood orange, and I've only got a few left of these. I've been harvesting these, they're so delicious. And you can tell, like that one just fell off. You can tell that they are ready when they start to get this like rusty red colour on them. This means that they're going to be nice and red inside. You can see that rusty sort of colour compared to the orange, and you've got the red. Let's harvest a few radishes and beetroots from the veggie patch. So I've been harvesting a lot of these leaves because you can use beetroot leaves just like you would chard. Chopped up in stir fries and soups and curries. So I've been harvesting a lot of them, but some of these are definitely getting big and ready to pick. One of the benefits of growing your own food is you not only get access to these delicious root crops grown in your own soil, but you also get access to all of these beautiful greens. So these lush leafy greens are not something that you normally get when you purchase beetroot at the supermarket, and if you do, they're usually limp and gross and not nice and crisp and beautiful like these. All right, so down here I've got some radishes that are definitely ready to be picked. Radishes have quite a spiky leaf on them, so it is a good idea to wear gloves, but we're just going to go straight in. Oh, I can feel them. And the same thing with radishes, you can eat all of the leaves on the radish as well, is you've just got to cook them down, and that helps get rid of some of those spikes. But this one is a black Spanish round radish. And because I overseed, I plant seeds everywhere, there's little radishes and little beetroots and little veggies popping up all in between these radishes, that now that I harvest these, they'll have enough light to pop up and regrow. So although I probably will put some more seeds in, I don't have to. There's definitely things on the way already, which is how I get a really good succession of constant food, is just by planting a lot of seeds. So there are a few special radishes in here that I'm not going to harvest, because I want to be able to save the seeds from those. So those are my purple daikon radishes. So I'm going to leave those in to go to flower into seed so I can save the seeds. Oh, this one's split and there's like slaters all in the crack. That one's very black. So these are all from seeds that I saved myself. So some of them may be a little bit hybridized, because I let a lot of things go to flower and seed in the garden, and then I save those seeds. They're not always true to type, but these ones are looking very much like my black Spanish radishes. And then underneath here you can see I've already got some radishes, some chard here, some more radishes. My pineapple sage, which was getting covered with leaf, is now got some light, and we'll probably pop some more seeds in there as well. Look at all this. So we've got some beetroot and some radish. I've got a few other things that I want to pick as well before we get all the rain. So I've got another big radish in here. This actually looks like it's two radishes joined together. It's got two roots on it, snail. Look at this one. Monster. Now I've lost my snippers, because now I've opened up space. We can see all the chilies. So there's lots of dry, half dead ones on here that all I do is just bury them in the garden. So that's how this one came to be, is that I got some old half dead chilies from the back plant out there and just buried them here in the garden, and they popped up. So it is the easiest way to grow food. Literally just find a spot, bury it in the garden. There's so many seeds in a chili, and so all we need is one or two to get big enough to grow, and those will pop up when the time is right. The seeds know, so once the weather starts warming up, they'll just pop up and start growing, and you might get 20, 50 seedlings starting, but the strongest and best ones will survive, and then you get a prolific plant like this with very little effort. And I've never had much success growing chilies from a seed, so I started with some little seedlings, and now this is how I continue to get lots and lots of chili plants, is that I just bury the seeds of the old chilies all around the place. And of course they don't all grow, they don't all pop up, but that's the beauty of having like so much abundance in the garden, is that you can literally just be so free with it. Find some space down here. Alright, so I really need to pick all of these chilies. We're going to pick these, and then we've got more out the back from the mother plant, which is the one that I saved, buried the seeds from for this one, and it's covered in fruit, so lots of chilies. I'm going to have to make some chili jam, some sweet chili sauce, and yeah, any of these old half rotten ones, definitely we'll be planting those in other areas of the garden, and like even in the food forest. This chili plant's crazy. It's already pushing lots of more flowers, and now that I'm harvesting these fruits from it, it will be able to put more energy into other things. Normally I would give this a big prune bag for overwintering it, But our winters here just don't really get that cold, and it's looking nice and healthy. So all I will do is just prune off some of these limbs that look a little bit sad. Another job that's been on my list for far too long is to harvest these capsicums. Someone has already had a go at these, and I'm actually just going to prune that whole branch off to give the plant a little bit of a respite. But these are actually yellow banana capsicums that have matured to red because I want to save the seeds of these. These are one of my favourite capsicums to grow. I just find them so much easier than the big bell peppers. They're really sweet, they're really mild. And these ones are all for seed, so I'll cut these open, dry out the seeds. This one has already been, half the job's been done for me. So you can see all the seeds in there. I'm just going to bury this in the garden because why not? I mean, I've got all these ones here I'm saving, but of course my favourite technique is just burying things in the garden. So we will see, just like that. So much easier. And I think it's really important to have some of these easy strategies like that because we can't always get to the jobs on time, like these banana capsicums here and saving the seeds. And these are snapdragon seeds, the little dried seed pods, you can see. So these little dried seed pods are full of seeds. So all the time I'm just coming out into the garden, and instead of saving all of these seeds, which I absolutely could do, I just scatter them everywhere. Seed fairy, throw them through the garden. If they pop up, amazing. I'll get edible flowers everywhere. And if I want to move them, I can always pick up the little seedlings and move them about to other areas if there's too many. But it's just such a low maintenance, easy way to grow food. And I actually find so much more success from doing that than saving all these seeds, putting them into little seed trays. Of course, my germination rates are not great, but like one seed pod, this one seed pod probably has 100 seeds in it. So we just throw that through the garden, and of our chances of success are pretty decent. So all these lettuces, I've just been coming out and harvesting the sides of them, so I don't ever pick a whole lettuce. I want my lettuce to be really fresh as I need it. Like most of my food from the garden, I don't do big harvests if I can avoid it. At the moment we've got a lot of rain coming, so I definitely want to get in and get the ones that are going to spoil. But things like lettuces, they're going to absolutely love the rain, and I'm not going to have limp lettuce sitting in my refrigerator when I could have it fresh from the garden for every meal. Oh. So I've just harvested a beetroot, and now we've got some light into here, and there's already little seedlings popping up. So I don't actually have to plant any more seeds, but of course I will go in and sprinkle a few more seeds in here. Lots of little things on the understories, just waiting until they get enough light to pop up and grow. So these little yellow rainbow chards were getting blocked out by this beetroot, so now they'll get a lot more light down there. So this one here is the mother plant, the main one that I have planted all around the place from just burying chilies in the garden. And I also have done that here, but it's absolutely loaded and it really needs to be harvested because they're starting to dry out on the plant. So let's go ahead and pick the rest of these. And just like the other one, this one is pushing all new growth and new flowers. So it's going to be really happy to have these pruned off. And then behind me here, I have a potted longan, and I've got one lucky last longan. So I've been harvesting these for a while, and there's one left. So this I'm keeping in a pot because longans are really vigorous growers. This is going to want to be a big, big tree. And because I want to have as many, little grasshopper, here you go. Because I want to try and get as many fruit trees as I can into my small urban food forest, I am opting to keep this one in a pot because I'll still get lots of fruit, but I won't have to be trying to keep it small when it wants to be a massive tree. And here we have my big harvest of lemonades, mandarins, blood orange, radish, beetroot, chilies and one longan. But let's cut some of these open and see what they look like inside, because some of them have quite the surprise. So first up, let's find a really good blood orange. Next up, let's cut open one of these beetroots. So I've got these beautiful candy cane striped beetroots that are really, really sweet. I love this variety. It's one of my favourite ones to grow. Then we've got our beautiful blood orange. Oh, it smells so good. It's so sweet. These are a really juicy variety, so really good for making, for juicing. And we've got our mandarins. And actually, the mandarin tree was on the list of probably going to get removed. And this year it actually surprised me. I was wondering if it was maybe because I threatened it. It's actually been the best tasting mandarins I've had. Also, like pretty much no fruit fly, and yeah, really delicious. So I've been able to eat these just fresh off the tree. Cut this one open. Oh my gosh, they smell so good. So these are a sweet lemonade. You eat them fresh like an orange with a lemon flavour. So we've got some delicious lemonades. Just cut these open so you can see. And then the mandarins. They're a little bit smaller this year. So I don't know if that's concentrated the flavour and made them better or what, but definitely delicious. May not be removing that tree. My initial plan was to graft other varieties onto it, so I think that might be what I'll do, is just keep the tree and stick some other varieties onto it. Throw the peels in the garden. I forgot the kumquats. I can't believe I forgot the kumquats. Anyway, we've got this big, beautiful bowl of kumquats to make jam and chutneys. Lemonades, mandarins, blood orange, beetroot, radish, chilies and longan, all harvested from the garden today. A little bit of grocery shopping in the garden. So if you want to see more from the garden, make sure you are subscribed, because we have more seeds to plant, a few more things to sneak in, lots more happening.